Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria. I wanted to get a video out a few days ago, but I was on vacation and I let myself be on vacation. So I just got back and I do have a topic that is on my heart today, so it's time to do a video. So how are you doing? Welcome to the Soul Nurture channel. I am Victoria, and your soul guide for transformation and reclaiming your soul potential and nurturing it to the fulfillment of your possibilities. So welcome. If this is your first time, take a look at my other videos. If what I'm doing here speaks to you, consider subscribing and sticking around for a little bit, okay? My intention here is really to offer something that supports you on your journey of unfolding, emerging more of your beautiful soul potential. So I'm going to be speaking, I know I have viewers in the Southern Hemisphere and I love all of you, I'm grateful for you, but I'm going to be speaking in general to my Northern Hemisphere viewers. I still have vacation brain. Anyway, this time of the year where we shift from summer to fall, we're nearing autumn. The autumn equinox is on the 22nd this year. And I'm feeling it. How about you? Yeah, like I said, I just got back from this last late summer vacation by a lake. We were blessed with super warm weather. Got to play in the water, do all the summer things. The last day of our vacation, the shift happened. Externally and internally. And I'm wondering if you're feeling it, my friends, especially in the Pacific Northwest, where I'm recording from. It was cooler, the air was cooler, but I felt that shift inside of me, like time to clock in to do your inner work. I don't know, some of you, what do you associate with this time of the year? We're in September, we're moving towards the equinox. What do you associate? I know. Pumpkin lattes, right? Get your pumpkin stuff out, your cozy, warm, your fall clothes, your sweater weather. Yep, we're moving into sweater weather. We put away our summer clothes. We do all those things. What do you associate with this time of the year? I do love fall, not only because I was born in November. I'm a fall baby. I love the fall. And I do have a theory about that. I'm curious. And if you're viewing, if you're inspired to comment while you're viewing, please do drop a comment. I'd love to know where you're viewing from. But also, if I ask a question, I would love to hear your response. I love that interactive feel here on this YouTube channel. And each comment and like and subscription, blah, 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 helps me reach out to other people. And you know, each transformational soul guide is different. We all offer something different. And I just hope that what I have to offer is helping and supporting someone, maybe you, out there. So what do you like about this time of year? And if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, you know, what's going on for you? You guys are moving into springtime, right? So what are you feeling? What's stirring for you? Both of these seasons, whether you're in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere, for me, this cycle of nature, this time of the year, and where I am, it's like we often say the trees remind us of the time of letting go, shedding. To me, you know, being a fall baby and a Scorpio, it's all about transformation. It's the time of letting go. It's like when the leaves let go and fall to the ground and turn into mulch and protect the ground covering and turn all that decaying material into new life in the spring. And so I love it. It's all about transformation. It's all about that inner shift of recognizing where we are in our transformational experience. You know, I like to say everybody wants change, but not everybody wants to transform. And what's the difference, right? Do you know the difference? You know, change is going to happen whether we want it or not. But if you're working with your inner world, you're contributing something to the external world that's more transformational. So, yeah, here we are. I love this time of the year where it's also Virgo season. And it's like the getting back into routines and a rhythm and a cycle. But it is a cycle of transformation. Now, listen, you know, I've been talking about this the whole time I've had a YouTube channel. We're in intense transformational times collectively. Have you noticed? Not going away anytime soon, but I always say work with it or be worked by it. So what does that mean? So change, yeah, change is going to happen, or changes are happening, but engaging in your process, in a process of change, letting the external world be a mirror back to your inner world and vice versa. You know, we're always projecting onto the world. We see the world as we are, not as it is. So transformation, it's an inside job. And I like to say in the summer, transformation is an inside job best done outside. You can do it in the fall and winter, all of that, but it's an inside job best done outside. Why? When we go out in nature, we get an opportunity to get more clear, more connected to our true nature, our authentic nature. And for me, that's what soul work is, what transformation is. It is, a process we engage in. I have a quote here that I like from Rick Warren. Transformation is a process, and as life happens, there are tons of ups and downs. It's a journey of discovery. There are moments on mountaintops, yeah, and moments in deep valleys of despair. That's transformation. You hear me talk about the waves of transformation. We're at the peak and we're doing great, and then we're getting pulled down, and sometimes we get tumbled in the water and we get pulled under. This is transformation. Transformation is a daily choice to do something different. And I'm going to talk about my analogy that I teach my clients. I'll teach you this at the end. It's a really quick little reference to check yourself. Where are you living, having your experience of life from? I'll just give you I'll go into it in detail, but I say, are you in your old neighborhood? Are you in your new neighborhood? And I'll say more about that in a moment. So where are you living from, right? That's what transformation is about. You know, if I hear people, I hear them say something like, oh, I just want to be myself again. I don't feel like myself. I want to feel like myself again. Or I just want things to go back to the way they were. Well, my soul guide ears hear that they're acknowledging that they're in the middle of a transformation cycle, or they're witnessing the transformational collective transformation. And the first thing we notice is we don't like it. We want to resist it, right? We are creatures of comfort. We are creatures of routine and patterns. And that's why we don't want to change. Tickle in my throat. Might need some water. Okay. So we don't want to change. We want to carry on, you know, keep things the way they were. Why would we want to change? But then we want things different. So do you see the challenge there? Let me take a sip of my tea. Maybe that will help. Just got a little tickle going. So yeah, transformation is a conscious daily, you know, experience. We're identifying where we are, where we want to be, where we're stuck, what we need to let go of, where we are in resistance, where we're being stubborn. We're not willing to see something different. We're not willing to shift our perception. We're not willing to do the inner work. We can get stuck. And so when we're in that place, you know, I always say to my clients who say, you know, I just want to go back to my, you know, who I was. And I often say, well, you can't, because you've shed that person. It's like a butterfly trying to go back into the cocoon. Well, it's not a cocoon. What is it called when it's a butterfly? Chrysalis. It's not livable anymore. It's not supportive anymore. Once you shed an old way or an old belief, an old pattern, an old lifestyle, you can't go back into that. You must emerge something new to meet you where you are and to support who you're becoming. Okay? So if you hear yourself saying, oh, I don't feel like myself, actually celebrate that. Yay. You're not feeling like you used to means you're shedding something. You're letting it go so you can emerge more of who you truly are, your authentic self, connected to your higher possibilities. You can't stay in the same situation and expect different things. You can't be the person you were to experience things you've never experienced before. Okay? I hope this is landing somewhere. If it is, let me know. Also, not only are we moving into, we're going to be moving into fall with the autumn equinox on the 22nd. Just before that, eclipse season starts. Eclipse seasons. We have a lunar eclipse on September 17th, and I'll do a video on that. Eclipse season happens twice a year, every 6 months, and we have 2 sets typically of a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. And eclipse season is a harbinger of change. So we've got fall equinox, we've got, or spring equinox, we've got transformational energy, shedding or emerging, depending on where you live. But then eclipse season is, something will be eclipsed, something will be released, something will be revealed. A lunar eclipse is often about shadow work, seeing more of your subconscious material that has been hidden in the shadow. And that could be things you've been ashamed of or in fear of, or could be your golden shadow, things that you have not let yourself embrace and say, this is who I am. This is what I want to emerge into the world. I don't care what other people think. This is really, transformation does require letting go of what you're concerned what other people think about you. You cannot transform if you're worried about everybody else's opinion of you. You're going to stay limited and in that small place that you chose from your old neighborhood that allowed you to feel safe, that allowed you to get your basic human needs met. You have to shed those. You have to shed the way you adapted in order to emerge who you truly are. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you, I show you this, I've shown this a few times on videos. I teach it to my clients because we always will reach a place where, I don't want to keep doing this work, and we stop. It's like, do you stop cleaning your house? Do you stop brushing your teeth? That's transformational work requires a daily practice, daily awareness, daily willingness, daily commitment to shift from the old way and embrace a new way, to do the thing differently that will emerge more of who you are, that will prepare you to receive your blessings. That old saying, if you keep doing the things you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Really, that's it. Okay, so crossing the arms. I don't know, I'm kind of sitting low, but go ahead and right now just cross your arms with me. However you normally do it, in a way that feels most comfortable for you, right? We could sit like this all day long. This is comfortable. Body language experts say this is a defense posture. I'm shutting down. No, it's saying I'm uncomfortable with whatever's going on in the external. I'm going to get comfortable in my inner world. And we go back to this place that feels super comfortable, right? Could do this all day long. Now, switch your arms to the other side. What does that look like? Okay, so right now I've got my right arm tucked under my left arm. I'm going to switch over here. So switch with me. What do you notice? When I do this in workshops, it cracks me up. Room full of people, I hear them moaning and growing, or I see them stop, like they go from here to, there's confusion. I don't know what to do. Confusion precedes conscious choice in a new direction. This isn't working, I'm going somewhere else. But then when people go the opposite side, i.e. they're doing something different than they've ever done, they start to say, oh, I don't like this. This feels uncomfortable. I don't, it feels weird. I don't feel like myself. This doesn't feel right. And then I say, well, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to go back to this that I know. This. So going back to this, I'm going to call that the old neighborhood. Going back to this means you're going back to everything you set up in your subconscious mind as a child in order to adapt, to fit in, to conform, to get your basic needs met in the best way you could in the environment you grew up in, okay? So now let me launch into my new neighborhood. First of all, we all have a vision of something greater, don't we? What, don't you? Like when you, and I do invite you, when you say this isn't working or I don't like this, you need to pause, acknowledge that and say, okay, well, what would look different? What would be better? What do I desire? What do I dream of? What does it look like? You must create that vision of the new place you want to move to. and I'm just going to say the new neighborhood. Otherwise, you're going to keep circling back to the old neighborhood because it's what you know, it's what you're most familiar with, and you're going to autopilot your way backwards over and over and over again until you bring that conscious awareness to developing what is the vision of the, again, this is an analogy, new neighborhood in my mind means the new possibilities that emerge when you shed the old limiting ways, when you've checked yourself, when you've checked your beliefs and you said, wait a minute, I'm not going to believe that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. I'm going to claim your soul's right to claim that you are worthy of your desires, that you are good enough, all the things that, you know, denying and letting go of all the lies of the mind, the beliefs, B-E-L-I-E, lie, right in the middle of that word, the lies of the mind that you took on and adapted in and accepted because you didn't see another way. Okay, that's the old neighborhood. So remember, when we're born into the old neighborhood, literally the place you grew up in as a child for the formative years, 0 to 7, in the environment you were in, you were downloading a bunch of information into your computer brain that gave you your references, like this is how we do life, your familiarity, this is what it feels like, this is the sense of relationships or money or food, and this is the identity emerges, 0 to 7. This is who I believe I am based on how people are being with me, and this is what I believe about myself and life based on where my needs were not met, and that's what I have come up with anyway. It's connected directly to a need not being met and the way you needed it met. We are egocentric when we're kids, so we make it about us. So if my need of connection isn't met, that must mean I'm not good enough, right? And then we adapt into that identity and we start playing small. We start playing that role of the identity that was birthed out of our old neighborhood. But then we wake up and we recognize there's so many other possibilities in this world, so many other ways to grow and emerge and experience. And that requires moving out of your old neighborhood. And think about literally, if you're moving out of your old neighborhood, what do? Well, yeah, you pack up some things to go with you, but you let go of a lot of things, don't you? It's like, I don't want to carry all this stuff. A lot of people will put a lot of things in storage. I literally say, don't do that, because you're saying, I'm still going to hang on to this stuff that I'm trying to let go of. Let go as much as you can when you are literally moving from one place to another, because this is what is required with a transformational move from an old neighborhood in your subconscious mind to a new neighborhood that has a foundation and all that you need to grow and nurture your soul potential. So this is what I want to encourage you to do. Think about your old neighborhood. Think about what you learned where you're limited, the identity that grew there, and think about your vision. What do you want to, where do you need to move in order to emerge your vision? So that looks like, what do I need to believe about myself? Like shedding old beliefs and then creating foundational beliefs, the beliefs that are going to support your vision. And then feel into it. What does that feel like? What will be different knowing that I'm worthy of all I desire? What does it look like is key, especially if you're a visual person. This is where you create a vision board. And then you must every day do your inner work. Be willing to practice something new in the direction of that new neighborhood. Visualize yourself doing things differently. This is all new neighborhood stuff. And when you slip, and it's okay, I want to give you grace and invite you to give yourself grace, because you will. Think of it this way. You have spent the majority of your life practicing living in that old neighborhood. It's so familiar. You know, if you ever had the experience, you get in your car and you drive and you just drive right to the place that you thought about because that's what you're familiar with, or you're driving home, or this experience, I know I've shared this before, you've literally done a physical move in the same kind of area. Like say in my town, I've moved a couple of times, live in the same town in a different house. But when I'm, if you're tired and you get in your car to go home, you go to the old house instead of your new house. This is what happens in the subconscious mind. when you're tired, when you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed, when it's that time of the month and you're overwhelmed in your body, physical, a lot going on physically, you check out of the conscious mind, which is, you know, where we occupy only 5% of the time in our conscious mind, where our critical thinking is, where our logic is, where our choice making is. We're just offline into the subconscious mind. And if you've practiced over and over and over a way to drive to that old neighborhood, that's where you're going to go. So it's the same way with your patterns. You've practiced over and over and over. Say you grew up in a negative environment and there was a lot of negativity, and you inherited a very negative inner voice. When you go offline, you're not on your conscious critical thinking awareness piece, or you're not in that awareness ability, you're going to automatically default into the majority of the well-worn paths that lead to the same old place. So let's move together to a new neighborhood. I mean, we see this collectively. We see it in our government, where we're trying to emerge something new. We can't do the old things anymore. They're not working. We've outgrown limitation. We've outgrown a system that doesn't support everyone. We've outgrown, and I am going to use this word. I try to stay away from, you know, defining from my perspective, because I want to honor your perspective. But we are outgrowing a patriarchal system, right? And we're trying to emerge something new. Listen, we have Pluto. It's back in Capricorn, but it's moving back in Aquarius in November. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to push us all from the ground up, individually and collectively, to do things so differently that we outgrow the limitations of our mind, of our systems, of our way of being, in order to support humanity. All of us, not some of us, all of us. So I invite you to think about inclusion and humanitarian. And when you're hearing the candidates speak, especially at the election here, which one resonates most with humanity and caring for all? And I'm not going to go any deeper into that. I'll let you have respect for your choices. And what else? This whole point of this conversation, this video, was to say, yeah, it's time to engage even more. It's not only transformational season, it's like transformational, this intense transformational cycle we are in with the astrological weather. And I've said this over and over again. I'm going to say it again. Are you contributing or contaminating? And are you offering from that old limited perspective? Or are you doing your work every day, questioning, what do I believe and why do I believe that? Trying on new beliefs, trying on new perspectives, shedding the old ways, embracing your authentic self, embracing your authentic voice, and no longer playing small and limited, to rise up. Let's see if I have another quote here. I wrote a bunch of things that I wanted to share with you. Oh, some random thoughts. Maybe they fit in this video. So here's when I create a video, I sit in meditation, and then I just get these ideas and I write them. And some of them are like puzzle pieces. Where do these fit? So I'm just going to share the last two things that I had written. And one is, because I noticed this too when we're in transformational times, we tend to focus on other people and what they're not doing right. Or we're talking about other people's problems, or this person or the other. That is avoiding your own stuff, right? So notice that. For every conversation you've talked about someone else, recognize two things. You're avoiding yourself, and also you're projecting. So projecting is, because everything comes through us and goes out. Again, as we see the world as we are, not as the world is. This is where you do your transformational work. Where does that apply to me? What I said about that person, where is it true for me? Where can I heal that? Where can I transform that? Okay. And then I said too, what was the other one? So retracting your projection, seeing where it applies to you, changing your beliefs, and doing your inner work, not avoiding your own inner world. Complaining about the external world, what's going on inside your world. That's the work. That's where we work. Okay, so the other thing, and again, is this a puzzle piece that fits for you? It came to me and felt important, and that is, let's see, where is it? When you have so much going on in your world, or we have so much going on in our collective world, that is when God is closer to us, with us. However you connect to God, or your soul is with you. Because when there's so much going on, that means there's so much that wants to break free and break through and emerge and grow. So trust that right where you are and everything you're experiencing is preparing you for your personal blessings, but all that's going on collectively is wanting us to prepare for our collective highest and greatest good, right? But we can either change or we can transform. That is our choice. Change means something will be different, but you won't. Transformation means we're engaging in a process, bringing our best, shedding things that don't serve us nor anyone else, and claiming what's needed to rise to our highest and greatest, to not only lift our own possibilities, but the possibilities of others. All right. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know how you're doing, what you're noticing in your season of transformation, and how you're tending and mending your inner world, and what does your inner work look like for you. Okay, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be back in a few days with the lunar eclipse video. Ch-ch-changing. Well, I was trying to sing a song and I don't know how it goes. There's an old David Bowie song. Ch-ch-ch-changes. It's the season. Take good care of you, and I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.